Bonjour, bonjour, and welcome to your third lesson. So, what are we going to do today? You're going to look at asking someone's name, saying your name. We're going to look at reflexive verbs and numbers up to 15. So, let's get started with asking someone their name and saying your name. Now, before we get on to the next animation, you will remember that you have two forms of you, tu and vous. And there again, when you're going to want to say what's your name, you're going to have two different versions. One for when you're addressing the person as tu, and one for when you're addressing the person as vous. So let's see what happens.
Salut, tu t'appelles comment?
Salut, tu t'appelles comment? Tu t'appelles, you are called, literally you call yourself. How? Tu t'appelles comment? You call yourself how? Tu t'appelles comment? Let's repeat it a few times. Tu t'appelles comment? Tu t'appelles comment? And the answer?
Je m'appelle Pascal. Et toi?
Je m'appelle Anna.
Je m'appelle, I call myself, je m'appelle, je m'appelle, je m'appelle. Now, let's see what happens if you were addressing the person as vous.
Bonjour, vous vous appelez comment?
Vous vous appelez comment? Vous vous appelez comment? Previously, we had tu t'appelles comment? But when you're addressing the person as vous, it becomes vous vous appelez comment? Vous vous appelez comment?
Je m'appelle Monsieur Dupont.
Je m'appelle Monsieur Dupont. Nothing new here, still the same answer. Je m'appelle, my name is. Now, when someone has been introduced to you in that way, you may want to follow that with nice to meet you. Here is how you would say it.
Enchanté.
Enchanté. Enchanté means nice to meet you. Literally, it means enchanted. You're not simply happy to meet them, you're enchanted at meeting them. Enchanté. 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 Let's see a similar situation and look at what happens when it's a man saying enchanté and it's a woman saying it.
Je m'appelle Pierre Dupuis. Enchanté.
Enchanté.
Okay, they're British, they do have a bit of an accent, but basically it's enchanté. Pronunciation exactly the same. Enchanté. Enchanté. But notice that when a woman is saying it, we add an extra E. And again, we're back to this business of masculine and feminine, and that's something that affects the French language all the way through. You're always going to come back to this thing about masculine and feminine. Here, when you say enchanté, if it's a woman saying it, you add an extra E. When you're writing it, pronunciation-wise, it's exactly the same. There's no change. Enchanté. Enchanté. Now, let's look at reflexive verbs. Now, that sounds very scary, but it's not scary at all. Don't worry, I'm going to make it very easy for you. So why are we talking about reflexive verbs here? Well, the reason for that is because s'appeler is a reflexive verb. Now, you may ask, what is a reflexive verb? Let's look at it. I apologize in advance for those of you who are very versed in grammatical terminology, but I know from experience that that's not the case for everyone. So if you allow me, I'll trace back my steps a bit and we'll go back to the beginning. So first of all, what is a verb? A verb is a word that expresses an action or a state. An action such as to read, to drink, to look, to hold, to sleep, or a state like to be, to appear, to seem, and so on. You've already seen the verb to be in the previous lesson. So let's have a look at a French verb. Here we have lire. Lire is to read. It's a verb. Now, lire is also an action. As I've told you before, a verb is a word that represents an action, to read. And it's like if you were in a movie, if you're watching a movie or to make a movie, you need a series of actions or verbs, but you also need participants. You need people or things to trigger that action. This is called the subject. And you need things or people to be on the receiving end of the action. That is called the object. Now, if I use lire in a simple sentence, she reads a book. The subject in she reads a book is she, which represents the girl. She's the one reading. She's the one triggering the action of reading. And the object is the book, the thing being read. Now, look at the following situation. We've got two situations here. In the first one, you've got a phrase at the bottom that says, Je regarde la télévision. I watch television. Now, again, watch, regarde is the verb. You've got a subject, I, which in this case is the boy that you see here. I is doing the watching. And the object is the television. The television is the thing being watched. You'll notice that in this case, the subject and the object are two different entities. One is the boy, the other one is the television. Look at what's happening next door with the other boy. Je me regarde. I look at myself. Here, je is the subject, I, which represents the boy here. I look at or I watch, and the object is myself. Now, what's different here is that the object and the subject are the same entity. Me and myself, I and myself. In that second case scenario, this is where we have a reflexive verb. Regarder, regarde, is used as a reflexive verb. So, as I was saying to you, s'appeler is a reflexive verb. You call to call oneself. And that idea of oneself is expressed by the S apostrophe here. That's the bit that means oneself. Now, of course, if you want to say I am called or I call myself, you cannot say I call oneself. So you can't use S apostrophe again. You've got to change that. You've got to adapt it. You want to say I call myself and not oneself. You want to say he calls himself, or you want to say we call ourselves. So let's see what changes. Here we've got je for I. We've got the verb appelle, call, and the bit that expresses the reflexivity, the bit to say myself, is me, or in this case M apostrophe, simply because appelle starts with a vowel. Je m'appelle, je m'appelle. What's happening with tu? Tu, then we've got our verb appelle. Tu t'appelles, tu t'appelles. So it's te, but T apostrophe in front of the vowel. What's happening with il or elle? Il or elle appelle. Il or elle s'appelle. We're back to our S apostrophe here. So as you can see, it can mean either oneself or himself, herself. Il s'appelle. Elle s'appelle. With nous, appelons is the verb. And you repeat nous. Nous nous appelons. It's not a mistake. You need to have nous twice. Nous nous appelons. Nous nous appelons. With vous, appelez. And again, vous again. Vous vous appelez. Vous vous appelez. With il or elle plural, appelle. And we're back to S apostrophe. Il s'appelle, elle s'appelle. So again, from the beginning, je m'appelle, tu t'appelles, il s'appelle, elle s'appelle, nous nous appelons, vous vous appelez, il s'appelle, elle s'appelle. You will notice probably that there are different endings at the end of the verb appelle. We're not going to look at that just now. We will in the very near future, but I don't want to crowd your brain just now. So just accept that there are different endings. The one important thing to remember is that they're all silent apart from the ending for nous and the ending for vous. Nous nous appelons, vous vous appelez, but all the other ones are the same. So again, je m'appelle, tu t'appelles, il s'appelle, elle s'appelle, nous nous appelons, vous vous appelez, il s'appelle, elle s'appelle. Again, just like for the verb to be, you may want to spend a bit of time making sure you know that verb and all the forms of the verb s'appeler. À vous, your turn. Now, Granny is meeting her new neighbors. Answer the questions that are being asked in French. Now, you are going to have to watch for what pronoun is being used because basically, if she asks two people in front of her, what's your name? And you've got two people, the two people are likely to say, we are called. If Granny asks about somebody else, what's his name? You will want to say he is called. So you're going to move about with the different parts of the verb to be called.
Vous vous appelez comment?
Nous nous appelons Lucie et Paul.
Il s'appelle comment?
Il s'appelle Pierre.
Tu t'appelles comment?
Je m'appelle Anna.
Elle s'appelle comment?
Elle s'appelle Princesse.
Il s'appelle comment?
Ils s'appellent Arthur et Félix.
Elle s'appelle comment?
Elle s'appelle Paula et Lucie. Okay, now we are moving on to numbers up to 15. And we're going to start with revising the ones that we did previously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's add the new ones. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And here they are 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. As usual, you may want to take a bit of time to make sure you know all your numbers very well before moving on. Your turn again. We're back with Granny and she keeps coming back for more tomatoes. You've got to help her ask for them in French. Now for this activity you will need the French word for tomatoes, which is easy enough, tomate, tomate. And you will also need the words for please, s'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît. Tomate, s'il vous plaît. So for example, if you see that she's wanting 4 tomatoes, you're going to have to say 4 tomates, s'il vous plaît. 4 tomates, s'il vous plaît. Okay, so if you're ready, let's get started.
Vous désirez?
7 tomates, s'il vous plaît.
Vous désirez?
11 tomates, s'il vous plaît.
Vous désirez?
13 tomates, s'il vous plaît.
Vous désirez?
8 tomates, s'il vous plaît.
Vous désirez?
12 tomates, s'il vous plaît.
Vous désirez?
14 tomates, s'il vous plaît.
Vous désirez?
9 tomates, s'il vous plaît.
Vous désirez?
15 tomates, s'il vous plaît.
Vous désirez?
10 tomates, s'il vous plaît. Okay, that's all for today. And next time, this is what you're going to look at. You're going to look at asking about someone's nationality, saying your nationality. We're going to introduce the concept of masculine and feminine and numbers up to 20. And of course, don't forget to check the French Ignition website. And if we don't have a conversation group in your area, just let us know and we'll see what we can do. Ok, au revoir, à la prochaine.